We're going to make dark chocolate pound cake. If you like bittersweet dark chocolate, you're going to love this cake. So let's get started. First, what you're going to start off with is 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and you're going to put 1 teaspoon of baking soda into your flour. So I'm just going to, with a spoon, mix that in. And then you're also in the dry ingredients going to put 1 teaspoon of baking powder into your flour. And I'm just going to mix it a bit in here and then set it aside. In a large bowl, which you're going to need for the batter, of course, what you're going to do next is you're going to actually heat up 1½ cups of boiling hot water. And I heated it in my microwave. And in that hot water, you're going to put 2 tablespoons of freeze-dried coffee. And then just with a spoon, mix that together till it all comes together, that none is sitting, granules are sitting in the bottom of your bowl, so that you have that coffee, and then set that aside for the moment. What we're going to put in next now is our sugar. We're going to start with some sugar, and we're going to use 2 cups of granulated sugar into our bowl. That was 2 cups. We're also going to put in unsalted butter, and we're going to use 2 sticks of unsalted butter. And I'm going to cream that together with my hand mixer. Of course, you could do this on your stand-up mixer if you prefer. Again, this cake is a dark chocolate batter. All right, now once you bring that together, you're going to put in baking cocoa, and you're going to need 18 tablespoons of baking cocoa. And I'm going to alternate with my 6 tablespoons of canola oil. Now, if you don't want to use baking cocoa and the canola oil, then you need to use 6 ounces of unsweetened chocolate. So I'm going to put a little bit more of my baking cocoa in and alternate it with my canola oil. I'm going to raise my speed here because it's starting to get thick. I'm going to put a little bit more of the cocoa in. I'm going to lower my speed so it doesn't go all over. That's the rest of the oil. And the rest of the baking cocoa. And we'll mix that in. And now it's, of course, forming a dark chocolate batter. You also are going to need vanilla, and you're going to put 1 teaspoon of vanilla in that. And now I'm going to raise my speed, get to the bottom of that bowl, and work those sides. I'm going to now start putting in that coffee a little at a time. And this is going to thin out the batter considerably. put a little bit more in. And now I'm going to put in 3 eggs, one at a time, on high. A little bit more of my coffee. Another egg. Again, alternating with the liquid. The last egg. And the rest of the liquid coffee. Now you're probably going to think at this point it does look a little liquidy, but of course we haven't put our flour in yet. But I do want to use my spatula to get to the bottom of that bowl. And that's what we have so far. Again, it's quite liquid. Now we're going to slowly put in our dry ingredients and combine that together, a little at a time. Now this cake, you're going to bake it at 325, and it's going to take you anywhere from 50 to 60 minutes. So do start checking it about 40, 45 minutes, because as you know, all ovens do set up differently. But it very well could take the full hour at 325. I have it combined and mixed well. There really aren't any lumps in the batter. Just want to make sure that everything's combined. And now you have this beautiful, rich, dark, bittersweet batter. And you're going to need a 10-inch tube pan, and the pan I'm using today is a heart-shaped tube pan, which I used a solid shortening and dusted it with flour. And then I'm just going to pour that batter into my pan as evenly as possible. When you make it, you can really smell the coffee. Really smells good. Okay, I'm just trying to get all of that out of my bowl, and we'll set that aside. And again, that will go into a 325 oven for 50 to 60 minutes. Now, I have one to show you that I've already baked. I just want to rinse my hands before I touch this cake. And it comes out like this, a heart-shaped cake. And I then cover it usually with my fudge sauce. I do have this recipe on my channel. Now you can cover the whole cake if you'd like, or you can just let it drizzle down. You can also garnish it with powdered sugar if you want. You could garnish it with chopped nuts of your choice. So I'm just covering that fudge sauce with my spoon and then letting it just drip down the sides. And again, I do have this recipe on my channel. And we'll just use up the rest of this fudge sauce. And then of course just let it sit for a little bit of time for the coating to just harden a little bit. Again, if you don't want to put it on, put the fudge sauce and the cake on the plate yet, you can put it over a cooling rack and with a piece of wax paper and let it drip. But there you have it. Dark chocolate, a bittersweet chocolate pound cake. I hope you like this one. If you do, leave a comment. I'd like to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.